You are in the Temple of the Rants, where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about, including ones that I either missed or that got in late. You can get one of these by being one of those yourself. This one is for Wolfborg, who, on the very last possible day, 11 hours before midnight, I'll give him that much, said rant about procrastinating. Now, I'm a big time procrastinator myself, if you can't tell by the fact that these rants always come out at the very end of the month, when I have said many times that my intention is to release them over the course of a month. It just has not panned out that way because of a combination of procrastination and having a lot of other shit to do. But I have a tendency to basically just organize my work by how urgent it is. Like, if it's something that doesn't need to be done by the end of the month, let's save it for the end of the month because there's other things I could be doing. And I'm also the type who will procrastinate just by doing something else instead. If I just don't feel like working on one project, I just go start a different project. And this is why I end up with a billion projects. And then whether or not I ever finish the project that I'm procrastinating on really depends on if I ever become interested in doing it again. Oftentimes I don't, and so I never get back to it. But yeah, I'm pretty good at figuring out exactly how much time I have to do something. Because I know lots of people who put things off to the last minute. They think that they're going to be able to do it in a certain amount of time, and then they always overextend that and end up being late. I don't usually have this problem. I usually get everything done on time. This is ironic that I'm saying this because this particular month, not only are these next couple of rants coming out after midnight, that's partially because people got it in after what is technically the cutoff date, but I'm giving it to them anyway since they paid money for it, so they deserve to have it. And then also because there's one that I just totally missed. And I'm also saying this in a month where my care packs are being sent a day later than usual because I forgot to buy USB drives. Not a procrastination problem, a too much things going on in my life problem. But anyway, these ironies aside, typically I manage to get everything done by the time it needs to get done. And sometimes I'm like blown away that I'm even able to do that. Like, I don't know why I have such a strong sense of how long something's going to take. Like, if you go back to the August videos, when I released a video every single day in the month of August last year, a lot of those were only started on, like I really would push it up to the minute because I so didn't want to do it. Like, it got to a point very quickly when every day it was like suffering to put myself through having to make another fucking video, and so I might have had the idea for what I was gonna do, and then I would try to spend as much of the day as I could, because because of the way I was working at the time, I was waking up at like 12 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And so if I had just started on my videos right away, I would have had no daylight. So, like, if I know that this video only takes, say, 3 hours to make, I could make it right when I wake up, and then I'd have plenty of time by the end of the day that I don't have to stress about trying to get it done and rendered before midnight, but then I will miss the whole sun. So instead, I will procrastinate deliberately until, like, the last moment when I think I'll be able to get it done by, and it's always worked out. It even worked out when I wrote my book back in 2010, when I did, what's it called, NaNoWriMo, where you have to write a 50,000 word book by the end of a month. You have to do it in the month of November. And I had only written 25,000 words or so before the last day of the month. And so I did the entire second half of the book on the last day of the month. And I did it with 30 minutes to spare before midnight. So, yeah, procrastination is like a superpower for me, almost. It's like something I go out of my way to do deliberately, and it usually works out. But it does put me in a situation where I'm always in a huge crunch at the end of the time period. And it's like, if maybe I would have liked to have some relaxation time in those last few days, but instead, it's like you have to do 100 and we're up to, 104 rants in the span of 3 days. but it's fun to be crunch time. I mean, it's easier to get all the work done that way because, you know, you're fucking, you got no choice. So it's easy to just get into a headspace of work and then just work constantly until it's done. That's all I have to say about procrastinating. I think I can do it, but I don't like when other people do it because other people don't know how to do it right, and so they end up being late. And I don't like when people are late. I'm a stickler for lateness. Even though I'm working up till the minute, it's still on time.